Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tom Brejcha, Peter Breen from the Thomas More Society, coming to you from San Francisco, where the jury verdict is in. Terrible day, terrible verdict. You're talking over $450,000 in compensatory damages that are then tripled. So you're talking $1.35 million, $870,000 in punitive damages for our defendants, David Daleiden, Alvin Romberg, Sandra Susan Merritt, the Center for Medical Progress, Biomax, Corman Adrian Lopez, all of them.
On active duty in the Navy right now.
They expect him to be paid. Yes, and so I want to, on a day like this, Tom Brejcha has got some incredible thoughts for us, having gone through a similar experience in Now v. Scheidler 20 years ago. Same thing happened then, and it turned out okay by the end. But again, Tom, tell us about
it. What was it, 1998, after, actually the formal judgment wasn't entered until almost a year later by the district court judge. $280,000 under the racketeering or RICO law. The actual damages awarded by the jury are tripled under that law. Well, that's what happened here. The amounts are a little bit bigger because so many defendants were involved in this case. And as Peter said, I mean, this is a horrendous verdict, way up in the seven figures. And how did this happen? Well, before I tell you how it happened, let me just say, following up on Peter's lead, that the worse a judgment is in the trial court, the better prospects you have on appeal. And I know it was a sad day in 1999 when we got news of this $280,000 judgment. But as it turned out, it helped our appeals. And as I may have written to you or talked to you earlier, it took two more appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court to get this racketeering judgment against Joe Scheidler and other pro-life people all those years ago reversed with emphasis. And it turned out the case was a strong precedent for pro-life because it protected those who go to the clinics and advocate for the lives of babies at the killing centers. So this is a bad day, but who knows? I predict it'll be a day we'll remember as the stepping stone to a great appeal and the establishment of a precedent that will live on for the rest of time and help us end the scourge of abortion in our country.
It also, this district judge, the clear law he ignored on the First Amendment, the right of journalists, particularly undercover journalists, to publish their material that's First Amendment protected. We value that. We, the people, need it. We need that information. So, and this judge in this case, we asked for an instruction. A judge, tell the jury the law on the First Amendment. And not only did we not get that instruction, that would have been bad enough, but then he went the other way and literally put an instruction in that said the First Amendment doesn't apply. Which was an utter falsehood. And so, look, we're looking forward to bringing that and a lot of other issues onto appeal. I do think it is marked today. David Daleiden and his fellow investigators are now officially racketeers, just as Joe Scheidler was 20 years ago. And so it is to some extent deja vu all over again for the pro-life movement.
Let's remember that after the videos came out 4 years ago, 2015 in the summer, over 4 years, Planned Parenthood first apologized through their CEO for the tone that was set, but then they purported to have an outfit called Fusion GPS review the videos for accuracy. Now, you've heard in the meantime about Fusion GPS being part of the effort to put President Trump out of office by creating that terrible video that was used to his detriment and for spying on a presidential candidate, even a president-elect. But true to form, Fusion had said there were substantial problems with the videos. And from then on, Planned Parenthood's statement was that these videos were deceptively edited. Well, in this case, they made no effort to attack the integrity of the videos. In fact, they agreed with us which was given to the jury, that indeed the words spoken on the videotapes by the Planned Parenthood people were indeed the words they spoke. In other words, the videos were not doctored, not deceptively edited. They were true and accurate. To get that truth out now, these defendants have paid a terrible price, having been adjudicated as, quote, racketeers by the trial court, having been hit with these boxcar figures of damages, triple damages. But as I say, the fight has really just begun. I know we've been in court for almost 4 years here, but the best part of it is coming on now. It took us 28 years to put an end to the Scheider judgment, but I hope it won't take us that long. I won't be around for it if it does take that long this time. But I have every confidence that justice eventually will be done here. Peter?
And that is really the thing. So you had numerous issues with this trial. We've got lots of issues for appeal. It is something to keep praying. You know, we also got today a decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in the National Abortion Federation case. And that was a negative decision too, where the Court of Appeals literally in their decision said, well, Congress found no wrongdoing here, which is absolutely false. When you look at the criminal referrals from the United States Congress, there are those in high places that want to paper over, cover over, make you forget that Planned Parenthood was caught red-handed selling for profit the parts and organs of these poor little children. And I would say this, those little children's lives, their parts, their organs that were taken from them, those are going to be vindicated, ultimately, through the decisions in this case.
Now, we had expert witnesses we presented in the criminal case, which is also still pending, 15 felony charges to the effect that there were infants born alive whose vital organs were then harvested. These are new, stunning disclosures now backed up by sworn testimony by experts in open court. Now, in the civil case, this RICO case, those experts were prevented from testifying. But we'll be back here in California.
Well, and look, we were testifying. I'm sorry, Tom, I've got to interrupt you. The judge instructed us in front of the jury as we're questioning or we're talking about the evidence. He said, no, keep it at a high level. So think about this. Normally, when you want to get a piece of evidence in, you want to go into detail. That makes it more credible. But when someone says, no, you may not introduce the details, you only have to go at a high level, well, that makes it less credible. But for heaven's sakes, if we can talk about it, you should be able to talk about it deeply and credibly. So there were numerous errors in this trial that are just absolutely outrageous. It turned the whole concept of justice on its head with what we saw throughout these last 7 weeks. Tom and I have been here. We've been working hard. We're looking forward to working a lot harder on appeal. And look, we still have utter confidence. And Tom, coming out of court today, you said, look, the worse it is here, the more likely it is you're going to get some attention upstairs, up on appeal. And so we're looking forward to that.
I think we'll get some attention here on terra firma at sea level as well. The Washington Post was calling before the jury came back. Finally, they've expressed no interest in the case up till now, at least not in the last 3 or 4 years. Now I think they're going to awaken to the fact that what did these people do to warrant this terrible monetary judgment? My God, millions of dollars. And the answer is they went undercover to tell the truth. The videos were not doctored, they weren't distorted, they were true. And as the price for discovering and publicizing that truth, these folks now are stuck with these horrible judgments, and it's our job to help them now on appeal.
Right. The price of discovering the truth or exposing the truth of the sale of baby body parts and organs is at least $2.2 million, and you're looking at millions of dollars in attorney's fees on top of that. Probably $5 million or more is the price that has to be paid by those who expose this truth.
Now, we're in this case for the duration. Whatever it costs, I hope you'll back us up, at least to some extent, so we can keep doing this and paying these airfares for coming back and forth to California. And I guess we've got to plan on doing that for maybe a few more months or years, and then some.
Well, and
whatever it takes, that's the price of justice.
Well, and again, your prayers, your support have been fruitful. They have sustained us through this time. They're going to continue to sustain us. We're back in criminal court on December 6th. You know, we've been allowed to do a lot more in criminal court. Bring in real evidence. Bring in these wonderful experts that are sitting there and telling you, telling in particular detail about the children being born alive and about the terrible things being done there. So we are looking forward to continue to put out the truth and, you know, Lord willing, to winning on appeal in this case and in all of the cases that are pending related to David and his fellow investigators.
There's a chance on December 6th the judge in Superior Court, State Court, will throw out the 15 felony charges against David and Sandra. On the other hand, he may be buoyed, reinforced by today's results in civil RICO court, and may require another jury trial on at least some, if not all, those 15 felony charges.
So throwing any of them out is a win, big win,
right.
Because the standard for this, remember we had the preliminary hearing in September. The standard there is very low. It's probable cause. That's a much lower standard than preponderance, which is a 50-50, or a much lower, obviously, than beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the standard for a criminal trial. So again, if we can get even one of those counts thrown out, that's a big win, and that's what we're coming back for on December 6th.
And we're intending to win. So let's fight to win, and let's hope it's sooner than later that we achieve that ultimate win. Okay, Peter?
Thank you. God bless you, and again, thank you for your continued support and prayers.
Thank you.